Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Sports Week. It's been a big week of sport in the last 7 days, and we're going to cover it all here tonight. Joining me at the desk, Matthew Fleming. Welcome, Matthew.
Hey, mate. How are we again? Good?
Yeah, good. Been a busy week. You've been on tour?
Yes, have. Yeah, been down to Sunny Coast to watch some athletes run around the bush, as we'll call it. We'll touch on that a bit more a bit later.
We'll talk about that soon. Joining us over at the bar from 4BU Big Breakfast, Victoria Clark. Welcome, Victoria.
Thanks, Rhys. Thanks for having me on again tonight.
That's all right. Busy week?
Oh, it has been. There's always some jazz coming in on 4BU, stuff that I like to have a little ramble about.
Yeah. Early mornings, not catching up with you too much?
Oh, just sort of building up an immunity at this point. But no, it's good fun.
Yes. No, as I said, we've got plenty of sport around the Wide Bay region to cover tonight, and we've got a couple of special guests joining us in the studio a little bit later on. But kicking off our week as we usually do is our Grand Ridge Brewery highlight of the week. Go to Vic first. World of sport in the last 7 days. What's caught your eye?
Shocked me in the fire there, Rhys.
Yeah.
Look, it's a different one this time.
Not Taylor Swift again?
No, I'm going to dig a little deeper this time. I wanted to talk about the boxing that took place a couple of days ago between Logan Paul and Dylan Danis. Now, it's been building up for a couple of months, actually. These two were going to clash together, and Dylan was really, there's always a bit of trash talk, especially when it comes to sports fighting, but he was really unsportsmanlike conduct in the lead up, and he was kind of all bark and no bite during the actual match, which we saw a couple of days ago, because I think he got in a total of 16 hits and Logan got in more than 100, and it actually ended up, even though that's a clear win anyway, Logan ended up winning because old mate got disqualified anyway because he just tackled him to the ground and started, acting like a damn fool. I just thought, I was just like, well, what goes around comes around with that one.
Yeah. Speaking of boxing, did you see much of the zoo fight on Sunday?
No, I didn't actually, but good win, I heard.
Very good win.
Yeah. So
they reckon that'll be his last fight in Australia. Be off to America now, and they're trying to tee up a fight around the time the NRL's on over there. So.
Suits you to a T, doesn't it, mate? Eh?
Could make an appearance at that one. But, off the
Las
bigger...
Vegas, look out.
Las Vegas, look out. Yeah. So, very good fighter, Tim Zhu. And,
good pedigree.
Yeah, so best of luck to him. Things over in the States in the big time now. So, your highlight of the last 7 days?
I just got it here. Mine's a little bit obscure. On the weekend, there was a endurance race, running race down in the Sunny Coast called the Blackall 100. So it's a 100k run over the Blackall Ranges, which is pretty intense. There's about 3k worth of elevation in it, and a young gentleman, he's in his 30s, won the 100k race in 9 hours and 34 minutes, which is a record.
Record for the event ever?
Yep, record for the event doing the 100k, and this guy literally ran over the line. Didn't even seem like he was puffed. He pumped that out at 5 minutes 44 pace, that per k for 100k over the mountain. So that was that, and my second part of that was actually my partner in crime at home, Kath, who did her first 50k event. She's been training pretty hard for this, and she only started sort of running about 2 years ago, and she finished in 10 hours 12, which was pretty good. Pretty solid effort for her first time, so she's technically classed as a ultra marathoner now. And probably the little highlight of that was your Uncle Stewie, who's a local running legend around town, was the one handing out her little bell at the end when she crossed the finish line. So there was about a dozen or so people from Bundy who went down and did it. I think pretty much all that I know of completed except for one, Anthony Dunphy, who did the 100k. couldn't get through. But
tough conditions. It was
tough
a very
conditions.
warm day.
Yeah, very hot. Yeah. Phil Hodge, who's a local runner, in his mid-50s, Phil, and he did it in 16 hours 10, and he was the first sort of local to cross the line for the 100k. So good on Hodgie for getting through that 3 days after having baby.
Yep.
So not much sleep for Hodgie, but that's about me. Yeah, it was good to be watch these people push through a lot of pain barriers. There was a record number of DNFs this year, like 180 people out of 900 didn't make it through. So congrats to all those people that had a crack at it. So yeah.
When's your turn?
I've actually signed up for Noosa in March for a 25, just to see how I'm going after my injury. Yeah, after me injury, and see how I go for that, and then we'll see what happens next year.
Yep. All right, great stuff. Something a little bit different there.
It was,
What are those guys and girls put in a lot of training and a lot of effort to get up?
Yeah, it's a fair bit of training to get that to get through that. So you probably see these people running around the early hours of the morning, and as your Stewie and your cousin Matt do it a lot. So so it's good on them.
Yep. Well, mine's probably a global. I've been trying to keep it a bit local, but I've gone a little bit global this week. In the last day or so, there's been a lot of talk about the new Olympic sports that are coming into Los Angeles Games in 2028. I guess the biggest one for Australia, looking forward to 2032, is the inclusion of cricket, men's and women's, played as a T20 event, along with squash, softball, baseball making its return, and flag football, which I believe is like a cross between gridiron NFL and Oztag.
Yep.
So I heard a stat that there's 20 million people play flag football around the world.
That's the people that don't want to get tackled.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's your take on cricket in the Olympics?
Yeah, no, I think that's. I'm actually surprised it's taken so long for it to get into the Olympics. But how do they? Do you know how they're going to determine who's going to be playing on the team? Are they going to be who they're going to be selecting to represent?
I imagine it would be the top players from each of the countries.
Yeah.
So I'd say it would be set up like a World Cup type scenario thing. Obviously it'd have to be a little bit more condensed as the Olympics only goes 15, 16 days.
Yeah,
so, I think how the logistics of it will work, I don't know. It may be limited to only 8 sides or something like that. But I definitely know Queensland Cricket are really enthused about that. It's 2032. It's going to be held in Queensland. So.
Well, I think it's going to be a pretty awesome opportunity because cricket's one of the sports where Australia really shines, in my opinion at least. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see it in the next coming couple of years.
I'd like to. I think I'd like to see it a bit like the football or soccer, where they use like a under 21 side. Forth, maybe a couple of overages. As you know, as us being cricket purists, I suppose we already have a World Cup and a World Test Championship and a World 2020 Championship. It's good, but I think it'd be great to see maybe the 21s under maybe playing it to give them the next step, and hopefully they can go a bit further. But flag football should be interesting. Yeah.
I don't think Australia will be sending a team.
That might be a bit, I know they have lingerie football, but I haven't heard, flag football could be interesting. So.
Anyway, we're looking forward to 28 Olympics in Los Angeles. The other big news story of the last 7 days, I guess, came out last Friday that the result of the Football Queensland Premier League competition was overturned. That Across the Waves, who went down 6-1 in that game, the match was overturned that they played ineligible players and they received a fine and got the title stripped off them, and that ATW were awarded the win 3-0.
Yeah.
So Across the Waves Football Club are the Football Queensland Premier League champions of the state.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a surprise. That
amazing considering that they didn't even win the local premiership. So, good luck to them. It's a bit of a blight, I suppose, on Football Queensland too, isn't it? To let a team get to a final and then find out later that they haven't got qualifications. That should have been knocked on the head before they even turned up.
Especially of a game of that.
Yeah, of that magnitude. That's a bit of a blight on their administrators, I'd reckon. You shouldn't let that get through.
No.
And it's really kind of a bit of a farce in the end, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, congratulations to Waves. They deserve it if they played in the right spirit. But for that to happen, it's
Morally, you've been defeated.
you've been wiped out, really. So
But yeah, it was a little bit.
Yeah.
A bit of a surprise.
very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rum City Foods stocks everything. Paul's Milk, frozen products, packaged foods, dairy, bakery, drinks, chemicals, and all the hospitality packaging you need. Find them at rumcityfoods.com.au or at their massive new premises on Commercial Street, Bundaberg.
At Rose Consulting and Financial Services, they offer fast, tailored finance solutions for a range of equipment, from business vehicles to farming machinery. Find Rose Consulting and Financial Services on Facebook and LinkedIn. RCFS, making finance simple again.
All right, we'll move along to also last Friday. We had round 3 of the Aussie Bundy Big Bash competition. We had our first T20 game. Searles RV Centre Vikings took on the better Heat. Vikings batted first and managed 7 for 156 with Adam Posibon with 31 off 19 balls. And Chris Napper was the pick of the bowlers for Heat with 2 for 21. At 156, we thought that was a pretty good score. And we get around at 8 and over. Obviously, the outfield's very dry and hard at the moment, but they sort of had the game in their taking, but we sort of thought that the bowling might have let them down a bit, and Heat did chase them down, 2 down, with 17.5 overs.
Aerodynamic.
Sam Pearson.
Oh, he's got that high on
Sam
the bat.
Pearson top scoring was
Jack
59,
Munro.
picked up and chipping with 49 not out. So the Heat go 2-0 and sitting pretty at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, that's 156. Normally you'd take that any day of the week, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So here's
Young
some
River
highlights.
Felstead, just
That's a bit unlucky there.
batted-
Naps
batted
or
well. Yeah, Chris just came on and bowled full and straight at the
Yeah.
wickets, and
a few
across
shots
the
there
line
that
there,
are probably a little bit
but
dubious.
once again, he just bowled full and straight at the stumps, and
Yeah.
Ollie Horn bowled pretty well.
Oh.
That was Matthew Posibon.
Oh, was it? Oh, here's Sambo Pearson. Oh, Red Dog.
Yeah, Adam got him off to a bit of a flyer,
That's a great
and he got caught. Well, that was a really good catch in the wind. The ball kept going with the wind, and
Yeah, Sammy
so-
Pearson is continuing a pretty good form, actually. He's
we
been
got-
in really good form in local cricket too, hasn't he? Just chipping in with his little 50s and
he's probably, I think he scored runs. Luke and I were talking about it in commentary on Friday night, that I think he scored runs in just about every time he's had a bat.
Yeah.
He's got to a start. So for a bloke who sort of wasn't recognised
as a batsman.
he certainly made his point batting at 3 here for the Heat, but also in the middle order for Brothers. So
Yep. No, he's put a good step forward this year anyway. So
as we said, they're 2-0 and sitting on 4 points, top of the ladder, and I think it's a couple more wins and they'll nearly be in the final again.
and they didn't without again Arden Lankowski, their captain. So they've got him to come back in. So you'd hope that will make him just as a even stronger side. So, but yeah, you're pretty unlucky. You make 156. Oh.
Paddy Marshman got a bit of the yips. I think he bowled about a 12 ball over.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bit of luck there for sure.
But yeah, no. So well done to those Heat guys, and as I said, it's Arden only gets stronger with Arden to come back. So,
Yep.
yeah, at the end of the game, we caught up with Vikings opening batsman Adam Posibon. Just reflect on their loss. Disappointing loss to go 0-2 for the Vikings with 156 on the board at the halfway mark. Would you think you may have had enough?
Yeah, we started the game really well. We in the power play got off to a flyer, and throughout the middle overs kept the runs ticking over and had a great power play at the end. And then just in the bowling innings, just didn't take enough wickets up top and let Heat get into the run chase too much.
Yeah, I guess on a personal note, get 40 on odd at the start, but not to go on and probably get that 70 or 80 and break the game open, a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, started really well and got a couple of boundaries away early, and then skied one, and Sammy Pearson took a really good catch off his own bowling. And boys behind me came in and did their job, but yeah, we just didn't bowl the field up to our standard to win the game.
Yeah, I guess Jeremy Haxby was probably the key at the start, and he was a little bit expensive. Didn't probably get them breakthroughs that you needed, but you can't rely on one bloke, and obviously down a few troops, just didn't go your way.
Yeah, just starting the innings off, we just started bowling a bit loose, and Ryan Norton and Chris Napper got them off to a good start, and throughout that power play, I think they were almost going to 10 and over and just really set up the back of their innings for an easy win.
Obviously at 0-2, he's not out of it, but got to bank a few wins from here on home, and try and get a few wins with Pies next on board.
Yeah, we feel like we can do it as a group. We got some good players in there, and just a bit of an unlucky start to the season, but we'll regroup and we'll come back.
Yeah, disappointed Adam Posib on there, but they're not a bad side, and I think they'll get a few wins.
Oh yeah, they'll be dangerous. You know, as you said, it only takes one bloke to just add, instead of 40, getting 70, and breaks that game open a bit more.
Yep. Yeah. On the other side, we caught up with Better Heat English import Ollie Horn. Okay, Ollie. Firstly, welcome to Australia. How have you found Bundaberg so far? You haven't been here a couple of weeks. How have you found it?
Yeah, I've loved it, to be fair. Really cool town, plenty to do, and the pitches are a bit harder here than back home in the UK. They carry through a lot better.
Yeah. So you found yourself at East Cricket Club and also the Better Heat. Good win tonight, 155, well 156 on the board. Did you think it was going to be a bit of a hard chase?
Yeah, I did, to be fair, but then we did get off to a flyer. Naps and Piercy played really well. I thought Naps rotated really well, and then Piercy would get the boundary for us, and there was never really any pressure built up on us. So I think that's where we won the game. We were always just ahead with the bat.
Yourself come in there, one down, as you said, they were pretty well cruising, but to get a few yourself, probably your first real good, decent hit in T20 cricket. How have you found it?
Yeah, nice. Especially it's nice coming in with a platform. I think we were 130 for 1 in a T20, so no complaints coming in there. And yeah, it was nice to finish the job for the boys.
So on the Heat side, you're 2-0 now, and as we said, in the short season, it really sets that platform. You can get the first two off the bank and go from there. You'll play Taipans in the next game. They're probably the other red hot side, and you probably don't know too much about them, but to go 3-0 and you'll be going all right.
Yeah, it would be cool, and especially they got a few of the East boys in their lineup, like Trent Seeds and Dale, so Steve Lee, it would be good fun to play against them. And yeah, I think it just takes the pressure off when you get off to a 2 from 2, go out, express yourself and play your game.
What do you think about playing under lights? Probably haven't had a chance to play too much cricket under lights. How do you think?
Yeah, it's a really cool experience. Back home, there's not too much sort of under lights cricket, because obviously gets the weather and stuff is a bit iffy over there. So yeah, first real time playing under lights, and I've loved it. Yeah,
Ollie Horn there from the Better Heat, and seems like a good lad, and he'll. I think he's in for a pretty good season. He's shown early that he can bat and bowl, and he's going to be a handy pickup for East.
Yeah, good luck to him, mate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably. Yeah, especially for East, I reckon it's just another all-rounder for them to and someone who's a little bit younger, I suppose, as well, to give them some enthusiasm and probably get them going in the right direction.
Yeah, well done to him. All right, well, that wraps up our Friday Big Bash. We're going to head to our first commercial break, and after the break, we're going to talk a bit of badminton. We'll be right back.
Our programs are made by the very heartbeat of our town. It's our people that make our programs about us and what we do. From an early morning Anzac Day service to local sport, lively conversation about the game, to local music and the food we grow. Our people watch our locally made programs starring us and what we do. Your business can reach our audience in several very cost-effective ways. To find out how, send us an email or call for a no-obligation chat.
Hello, welcome back to the show. Okay, we're going to talk something a little bit different. Joining us is Cameron, the president of Bundaberg Badminton, and Sammy, secretary. Welcome, guys.
Sure. Thank you.
Well, I didn't know. I don't know Matt knew, but
not too much.
You guys
I know about it.
Got
but
a bit
I
of,
didn't know we
well, I
had
know
it.
plenty about the sport, but you guys have got a bit of a comp organisation that happens.
Yeah, we have, it's more of a social club really. There's always been a bit of badminton groups playing in Bundy, but a bit over 12 months ago, YMCA said we couldn't play anymore. They're building a school there, so we're scrambling, looking for some places to play at, and we thought, we'd like to have a bit more control, a bit more organisation behind us, so we founded the club. And we've just been growing ever since. We play out at the Bundy Christian College. They've been kind enough to let us hire the place 2 days a week. And we've just been growing ever since. So we're pushing a bit over 40 members now, get about 15 to 20 people a night. And we just have basically social games. So you jump in, it's always doubles, and then first to 21 points, and then you switch teams and switch it up a bit. So there are comps around though. Last one was in the Sunny Coast. We entered our Bundaberg team in the Sunny Coast comp because they have quite a few clubs there, and we got second there, so we're pretty thrilled about that. But every few months there'll be a comp happening and we'll jump in. But what we play in Bundy is mostly just social nights. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so a bit of talent, as much as it's not that popular in Bundaberg. Having a few individuals from different walks of life, different abilities as well, different ages. We've got kids from primary school playing to seniors. So it's kind of taken a bit of a popularity within local here in Bundy, and having thought we give Bundy one a club, official club which is registered, and as well as being able to remove barriers to play sport. We know how sport can be quite expensive, so it's all voluntary and it's for the Bundy community.
Awesome.
So what days, what times, how can people come and find you? Are you looking for, obviously looking for
look,
as every sport is?
Yeah, like any other local sport, we all, if you want to come and try, you're welcome to come and try. We play at the Bundaberg Christian College. We usually would play on a Wednesday and Thursday. We're on Facebook, so anyone who can check us on Facebook, that Bundaberg Badminton Club, social again, and as we said, we do enter our club, and last year we were very fortunate to be able to bring 40 players through the Brisbane Masters Association here in Bundy. So that was over the long weekend. Yeah.
And what's your main demographic? Like Sammy, you mentioned that you've got people from all ages, from young kids to seniors, but what would probably be the biggest group of people that you've got at the moment in the club?
Look, there's no specific demographic. As I said, it's a sport that anyone of any ability, really, any age can get in and have a hit and have fun. Again, for us, we are very inclusive. It's part of what we're built on, and I'll jump in. Cameron will jump in with kids, and you got to build a club from the younger ones, and as well as beginners, very good players as such.
And how long have you guys both been playing for?
I've been playing for about 2 years, very new. I had a friend just invite me on a whim, and I thought I would give it a crack.
I mean, you're already club president.
Yeah. And a bit of political manoeuvring later, and I'm president. So, but Sammy's probably played a lot longer though.
Yeah, no, started my play on the Sunshine Coast, and as I call it, the badminton bug. It's quite infectious, and just played for a bit of fitness, run around and make friends, and a good way of doing it.
That's great.
Yeah, we definitely have, because growing up in Australia, badminton's not really a sport you play that much. So a lot of our players are people who have recently moved to Australia. So people from Malaysia and India and Kenya. We try to avoid that guy though, because they've played it back home. They move into Bundy. A lot of them are doing like a regional thing they need for, like a lot of doctors play because they've got to work in a regional area, and they look, is there any badminton here? So we're filling that need as well. But it's a really, really diverse club which has a lot of benefits. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's not something that you really need to have a lot of power for, really, is it either? You can have finesse.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, watching a bit of them highlights, there's a few blokes there that look like they were, you know, pounding the ball. But I mean, I played a little bit at school, back in a long time ago, and it is more just about, you know, the more you swing the racket, it doesn't really affect that much, does it? You've got to just time it to hit the shuttlecock at the right spot to actually make it. You know, having some power is always good, but yeah, it's something that anyone can get into.
Yeah,
really, and it's only small court. You don't have to be super athletic, I suppose. Really, do you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, and badminton's quite unique in that the ball has these feathers that slow it down dramatically as you hit it.
Yeah.
And so unlike tennis, where you got to fetch the ball all the time when you slightly miss hit it, it's kind enough to just drop down and land just outside the court, or, you know, if you're shooting it in the air, it's going to fall down and land in the court. So it's really forgiving in like where you can hit it, and particularly as you get older, a lot of guys will be in their 70s still playing, and so they'll do a bit more, focus a bit more on placement and doing some tight net shots and things rather than doing some power shots. So,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
it. Yeah.
So I guess moving forward, what's in the pipeline for you guys? Is there a plan to start a competition, or are you just happy to keep going social?
Yeah. Look, we, you know, as we said, we believe we've given Bundaberg, you know, a club. For us is to grow and remove any barriers to sport. You know, for us, that growth will be, you know, very keen to, as a newly club, to get sponsors behind us. That would be great, as well as be able to integrate other, you know, other groups. One group that we've seen really benefit from badminton is our seniors. You know, it's been able to break a lot of, you know, a lot of seniors stay at home, and there's a lot of isolation associated with, you know, when you get to that age in life, where we see there's more social interaction with badminton as a tool to break this isolation when within the seniors, as well as it's not as taxing as you're saying
on the body.
On the body, you're still getting that exercise while socializing as well.
Like you were saying about the seniors chasing the tennis ball. If it goes out, they've got to go and chase it, where the shuttlecock really just hits the ground, pick it back up. I mean, you can pick it up with your racket. Don't really even have to bend down and pick it up, do you? So, you know, easy for them again, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So, and it's a small court.
Yep.
You know, especially with doubles, you don't. Yeah, you're not really moving too far if you don't. If to be social anyway, like that's all you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Just to get the body going, especially when you're getting to that age, eh?
Yeah, and come next year, we're looking at starting the year with a social event. Will be free. There'll be information we'll be putting out there. And I'm looking at, again, bringing the Masters competition come October on this year, you know, next year for Bundaberg. So it's an exciting year next year.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So any trips planned? Any Sunshine Coast want revenge? Any comps coming up?
Absolutely, it is happening. We lost by 29 points. So Koroi, you know, we on to them. We played Caboolture and Nambo. So for a team that did not exist 12 months ago, going and playing with a really deep talent, teams like, you know, Caboolture and Nambo, and, you know, yeah, absolutely, we'll be getting out there next year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Get revenge on the big city guys.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So what's the Facebook page again?
So if you have a Facebook page, just go search Bundaberg Badminton Club.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll be able to find us, or Google Bundaberg Badminton Club.
Yeah, we've got a website as well. It's got a calendar of all our days, because being at the school, sometimes they do have some teacher conferences or something where we've got to switch up the day, but it's all in the calendar on our website, on our Facebook as well. So we're always posting.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right, get around it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be something, Rhys, eh?
Hey?
Now that your knee's no good, you might be able to try and a bit of that, eh?
I don't know if it'd be any good on the knees. It might be in the seniors.
Yeah. I'm closer than you. I'm right.
Thanks very much for coming in, guys.
No, thank you.
Great insight. Yeah, certainly something I did not know happened in the region. So,
Yeah.
All right, we're going to head to another commercial break, and after the break we're going to have a look at some of the other sports around the region.
Run Rum City Foods stocks everything. Paul's Milk, frozen products, packaged foods, dairy, bakery, drinks, chemicals, and all the hospitality packaging you need. Find them at rumcityfoods.com.au or at their massive new premises on Commercial Street, Bundaberg.
At Rose Consulting and Financial Services, they offer fast, tailored finance solutions for a range of equipment, from business vehicles to farming machinery. Find Rose Consulting and Financial Services on Facebook and LinkedIn. RCFS, making finance simple again.
Welcome back to the show. Okay, it's time to have a little look at some of the other sports around the region. Last weekend saw the round 2 of the Spring Cup in the Rugby Union. Waves Falcons, who were coming off a 100-point victory in round 1, had a hard-fought victory 10-7 over West Barbarians. Quite a low-scoring game, and they, well, the Waves boys were up and about to be 2-0 when they turned up at the club on Saturday night. And the other game, Fraser Coast Mariners took on Brothers Turtles, who had that heavy defeat in round 1. I think they got some troops during the week and they had a 27 all draws. So
good comeback.
Yeah, Harvey Bay Mariners, or Fraser Coast Mariners, based out of Harvey Bay. They've been quite strong.
Numerous years.
Number of years.
They've always had a good rugby program down there.
Yeah. A couple of very close games there, and round 3 will be on this weekend. Basketball, you're seeing FOMO?
Yeah.
Round 2 from last week. Salabo getting the win over Hustles 90-51, and in the other game, Kingdom Culture getting a close win over Raiders 78-72.
That's my old club, the Raiders, from back in the day. So, better get on to the old coach there, Mick, and have a word to him. Say, what's going on? Pick up your game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Changing again to some softball. The Open State Championships were held, and Harvey Bay's prowess was on exhibition. Rockhampton defeated Harvey Bay 8-5 in the first game, and the other game, Maryborough had a win over Noosa 12-5. So, in the President's Cup final, featured an outstanding performance by Maryborough defeating Noosa. So, well done to those guys. And another one, volleyball, week 1 highlights. Bombers 3 defeated Bridget Norman 0, and Do It from Millhouse defeated Yin and Yang 3-1. So, round 2 was completed in the last few days, so we'll have some results from there on next week's program.
Yeah.
So
that's in-depth sports report there.
We're going around the grounds.
Around the grounds there, definitely. I know. Yeah, definitely. There's the basketball. The juniors are just kicked back off again. So there's lots happening down there, and I think this year
good numbers again.
Yeah, I think there's like 400 kids signed up for a Friday night. So I know the division that my boys and I coach, I think we've got 8 teams with about 7. So we've got like 50-something odd kids at that age group rolling through, and so I think they've actually had to stop registrations at the moment because there's just too many to keep going. Run out of courts, yeah. And with 5 going, it's crazy down there, but it's good.
But it is great to see that. I guess basketball's with America and the NBA, that sort of thing.
It does.
Being so strong, and a lot of kids watch it. And
when the NBA is strong, the NBL is usually strong, and that means junior basketball is strong. I mean, as much as you don't want your kids to try and replicate what LeBron James and Steph Curry and that do for their own basketball, that's what they want to do.
Yep.
It's a bit like a young kid wanting to kick 50-metre torps like Lockett and Dunstall did back in their day. But, you wish them they don't do it, but they're going to do it anyway. So, no, it's great, mate. To go down there on a Friday night and see all these kids, and a lot of them from different sports. Basketball battled for a lot of years on a Friday night with touch footy and other sports to be competitive, and it's sort of swung back the other way now, and it's great to see. Yep. Good job to the crew down there at Bundy Basketball, doing a great job.
Yep. No. Awesome. Hockey. Hockey season hasn't finished. It's kicked off the National Hockey 1 League. There's a few Bundaberg connections, and including Maryborough connections. And in the men, former All Blacks player Carl Kramer and Rovers player Luke Randall are playing for the Brisbane Blaze. And Troy Elder, well-known name around the Bundaberg region, he's on the coaching staff. They had a first up win of 10-2 over Adelaide, a real good win, but went down to the New South Wales Pride last weekend, 7-3. And the women, another All Blacks junior, Rebecca Griner, and Hannah Callum Sanders from Maryborough are both playing for the Brisbane Blaze. And they had a 4-0 win in the first week over Adelaide, and also went down to New South Wales last week, 3-1. So a bit of that's on screens of 7, I believe.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty good watch. There's a few new different rules, and they've just sort of tried to do a bit of a T20, reinvigorate the sport, and you get an extra shot for you score a goal, you get to get a bonus goal, and a few different things like that.
I know they have. They are doing what they call fives now.
Yeah.
In hockey, my sister actually is involved with the fives down the Gold Coast, and she said it's very much that's what it is. It's like 2020 cricket for hockey, and it's just on the go. And I think there's some Australia teams going over to Dubai in January for it.
Yep.
She's the manager, I think, of the women's side. So hockey's going places really. And
well, you're seeing that in a lot of sports at the moment, too. They're always trying to change their ways to make it for sport, for screens, and the product for television and things like that.
Yeah, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But
but these days, as we say, you need to keep the younger generation.
Yeah, well,
entertained,
in the technological era where everything's going online, everything's going digital. It's keep up or get left behind, I suppose.
I think it's like us, isn't it, with cricket? And yourself as a hockey player and so forth growing up, we're sort of probably the era of the traditional where we love it still. And like me, I love my test cricket. I don't mind 2020, but I still love my test cricket, because that's what we grew up on, didn't we? And I suppose you with hockey, you're probably not built really probably for the fives hockey, I suppose, are you? A bit like us, 2020, we're probably not built for, are we? So, the body changes, I suppose, that you have to have for those different sports. You can see the eras, the Boonies and the Merv Hugheses of the world aren't really around anymore in cricket. So, good on them, having a crack and trying something different. The netball brought it in with the 2-point shot there and the Suncorp netball to try and score more points or invigorate. So, good on them.
Yeah, there's plenty. We could keep talking about the way they change rules or not. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to have a quick break. We're going to come back, talk a little bit of local cricket, and we got some competition news with Victoria at the bar. We'll be right back.
Rum City Foods stocks everything. Paul's milk, frozen products, packaged foods, dairy, bakery, drinks, chemicals, and all the hospitality packaging you need. Find them at rumcityfoods.com.au or at their massive new premises on Commercial Street, Bundaberg.
At Rose Consulting and Financial Services, they offer fast-tailored finance solutions for a range of equipment, from business vehicles to farming machinery. Find Rose Consulting and Financial Services on Facebook and LinkedIn. RCFS, making finance simple again.
Okay, it's time to talk a little bit of local cricket. We had a big weekend of fixtures around the region. Kick off in Division 1. We had 2 really, really close games on the weekend, Matthew.
I was following on Play HQ because I was down there, down the sunny coast. So, it seemed good. Might be a bit low scoring, but really good games.
The first game, Brothers batted first, managed 169 with what Guy we were talking about earlier in the program. Sam Pearson, top scoring was 62, and Bo Marshman, Brothers was 6 for about 80, and they put on a bit of a partnership and he got 37. And for Waves, Matthew Posibon with 3 for 24. Chris Duff opened the bowling, off spinner, a bit of a change. He took 3 for 34, and he probably thought that was not going to be enough, but in the end, our brothers managed to bowl across the Waves out for 164, and Hayden Pope was 60, but it just wasn't enough. And I think Waves lost their last 6 wickets for about 30 runs and sort of threw one away they should have won.
A few, from what I understand, a few probably dubious shots were probably played when they didn't really need to be. And as we can see there in the stats, Harry Kirakoski coming back after a year off or a couple of years off, and I think he might be even nearly leading the wicket taking, I think, at the moment.
Close so now with 4 for 22.
Wickets,
So. In the other game, North 9 for 236. Brendan Hanley top scoring once again for North with 69, and Chris Napper, after his good knock on Friday night, scoring with 64, and Dale Steele and Clay Donovan with 3 wickets each for East. But was a bit of a nail biter. East getting home 9 for 237. They were 9 down. They still needed about 25 to win off 27 balls. And father and son duo Lockie and Clay Donovan got them home with 2 balls to spare after the guy we heard from earlier, Ollie Horn, scored 80. So as we said, he's probably going to be in for a pretty good summer. And he's a very technically correct batter, and I think we'll score a lot of runs and some good tracks we're going to have this summer.
Probably would have been. I've seen him only that first week, and he does look like he is very technically correct at the crease, and he might not be a bloke that bludgeons, I suppose, the attack, but he know how to work a ground and
2-day cricket will really suit him.
I think
November.
it will too. Being a bit younger too, he'll be able to bat for longer, and then when he's got a bowl, he'll be able to bowl for longer too. So 2 great games of first grade cricket. I suppose that's what. Well, I suppose as us at Bundy Cricket, that's what we want, don't we? We don't want teams just getting blown away all the time. We want good, hard, close cricket. And you can see there, one team's are only 170 and the other teams were 240, but they're still really close games. So 5 runs and 1 wicket in 2 balls. So it's awesome.
Yeah. In Division 2, wins to North over ISIS and ATW over East. East were previously undefeated in their first 3 games. So the Waves boys getting a win there. And Division 2 wins to Brothers and East White. They're a couple of good wins there. And in the juniors, a couple of good performances. Grace Collins from Maryborough scoring 104 against the North Talons. Alex Duxbury with 59 in Waves victory over Brothers. And in the under-14s, Tanner Mullane was 60 for East win. And Ryan Ballum, I think he gets a mention just about every week. 74 not out this week. Certainly used to get a lot of mentions off David and I on the cricket show. And Lewis Rowan with 50, and young Stella Dwyer from East with 47 in their win over HW in the under-12. So a few good performances there.
Good on young Ryan Ballum. Normally it's us talking about him stop scootering around the clubhouse and running around in the clubhouse being a little pest, but good on him out there. He's out there. He loves his cricket from what I understand, so good on him. And
the Ward Taverners had a narrow defeat down in Maryborough, chasing 220. They were sort of cruising and fell in a bit of a hole and got bowled out for 183.
Again,
I think they're not. They're getting
close again.
They're not far away from their first wins.
Yeah, just seems to be that little thing, doesn't it, with them? They just can't seem to keep stringing good partnerships together, and then they're losing in clumps.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not the guys there that can just go hang 5. I'm just going to bat here for 20 balls. I don't care if I don't score a run, just to get myself in because I can catch up. It's just seem to go bang bang and get wickets at crucial times and then lose multiple wickets. So they'll dig in, hopefully, the boys.
Yes. No. So another big weekend of cricket ahead, which we'll cover in our next segment.
Yeah.
All right, Victoria, it's competition time.
It is competition time, Rhys. So same deal. We've still got our $5,000 voucher to be won. It's all thanks to Sports Week Grand Ridge Brewery and Heavenly Holiday Homes. So a $5,000 voucher which will give you access to any of the luxury homes located in Queensland and Victoria owned by Heavenly Holidays. Now, to get involved in the competition, all you got to do is go to any of our sites, go to the competition page, enter your details completely for free, and you're in the draw to win this fantastic prize. And just to add, for lack of a better term, insult to injury, if you do win, Grand Ridge Brewery will also throw in 2 cartons of their award-winning beer and Twisted Sister apple cider as well. But that's not all that we've got on offer here on Sports Week. We've also got these $20 vouchers to Freshfields Bakery, which are going to be given out to any of our live audience members who are joining us here on the show every week. So to find out how you can come and sit in on the show and be part of the live audience, make sure to contact us and reach out to us, and we'll give you all the details, and then you're all good to win one of these $20 vouchers right here in Bundy. Back to you guys.
All right, very good. Grand Ridge Brewing. I actually done a bit of a Google searching the other day, just sussing a few things out, and it looks like a great spot if you're heading down that way. There's the brewery set up. There's accommodation, little cottages. You could just go from the brewery straight into
Stumble
bed.
home into bed.
Yeah, restaurant.
Yeah. Oh,
everything.
That could be good or bad. I mean, being that close to your bed and then that close to the brewery and then that close to...
Well, you don't have to get an Uber.
No.
That's handy.
But I tell you, heading down the Gippsland Way, look up Grand Ridge Brewery and I reckon check it out because it looks like a real neat spot to have a night or two and sample some of the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And in some beautiful parts of the country too.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
awesome.
Went around it.
Yeah.
But we're going to head to our last commercial break. After the break, we're going to have a preview of everything coming up in the next 7 days.
Rum City Foods stocks everything. Paul's milk, frozen products, packaged foods, dairy, bakery, drinks, chemicals, and all the hospitality packaging you need. Find them at rumcityfoods.com.au or at their massive new premises on Commercial Street, Bundaberg.
At Rose Consulting and Financial Services, they offer fast, tailored finance solutions for a range of equipment, from business vehicles to farming machinery. Find Rose Consulting and Financial Services on Facebook and LinkedIn. RCFS, making finance simple again.
Okay, welcome back. We're going to do a bit of a preview of what's to come in the next 7 days in the world of sport. Friday night, kicking off, we have round 4 of the Aussie Bundy Big Bash. We have Headlands Pies taking on Tacklevan Taipans. Who are you tipping here, Funmo?
Ooh. Well, I know the Pies team aren't the strongest because you're not available.
No,
you're out.
I'm out.
You're late scratching. But I understand that I don't think Steely's available for the Taipans. I'll probably have to go for the Taipans just slightly. I reckon that's about it. Not really much. I don't think there's much form on either side because
out of the one game.
Yeah, there's only been the one game.
Mitch Parsons returns. Jaden Santa Catarina returns for Pies. So I think between Mitch and Hayden Pope, probably got to score a bulk of the runs. I think Najitha is probably going to be out. So I think those two guys have got to get a score.
Left arm Chinaman, I think, is not there, isn't he?
Yeah,
Curtis. So
Mitch will have to bowl a few of his straight breaks.
Could be some overs for some interesting customers this weekend.
Yeah, I think we'll probably still have the depth with Nick Clark and Kynan Hardbolt.
Now it'll be good. Interesting. Get out there.
Yeah.
Get out. We'll see how we go. Yeah. Get out.
Do you know what Ads has got on the menu this week?
On the menu this week, butter chicken and rice, honey chicken and rice, the homemade spring rolls again, and there's a newbie. I just can't remember what it was now. So I know there's another fantastic night of Indian curries there for people. So get out there and get amongst it. They've been going hot off the press, from what I understand. So
Saturday A grade, we see Across the Waves taking on Norths and Brothers taking on East. These two sides only faced off a fortnight ago, but we had a little bit of rejigging with the draw that they're fronting up again this week. Norths will still be looking to break that duck for this season. They're sort of getting closer. I know Brendan Hanley's out, so they'll probably really miss him. So Ryan Norton out for Across the Waves. So Waves will be smarting after that loss on the weekend.
Definitely, And Norths are close, every game they're right there. It's just getting that little finishing touch, isn't it?
They get themselves to a good position. Their run chase just sort of falls away. Yeah. And Brothers sitting at 4-0, sitting pretty, and they'll take on East, who should be just about pretty well full strength. Arden's back, and Ollie Horn's got a couple of games under his belt, so I reckon East.
I think Jesse Richardson will be back this week too, I think. So
they're
the same when they have their full side, and they're just that far away from getting a really good win under their belt and taking a good scalp, hey? So
round 3 of the Spring Cup continues in Bundaberg. The Cricket World Cup goes on its merry way. We saw Australia get their first win the other day over Sri Lanka. They next take on Pakistan. Just need to keep on winning, don't they?
We got to go straight through now, I think. I
can't afford to drop one.
Because we've still got England we've got to play. We've got a few of the sort of second tier kind of sides, but we've still got England. And
Afghanistan beat England.
That's right,
so
the spin twins.
Can't count them as a second tier side anymore.
We all know if you watch the Aussie Big Bash with Mujeeb and Rashid Khan, how good they are, and they destroyed England the other night. So, and England usually play those guys in conditions pretty well. So it'll be interesting how Australia go. I still think that we haven't got our best side in there. I still think
Inglis did a pretty good job, I thought.
Yeah, he's getting there, isn't he? I think he showed with the bat. But I think Carey could do that. I think Inglis is better suited probably batting in the middle order where Carey's not. I think Carey's more an opening batsman or batting 3, but it's pretty hard to take out Davey Warner and Mitch Marsh and Steve Smith, even though they didn't get the runs. But you could see in the field how good David Warner was for us the other night, wasn't he?
Two real good catches.
And roam in that outfield, for the guy who's probably the oldest guy in the team, to be roaming the outfield it shouldn't be what happens really. It should be the young blokes game, but no, he done an awesome job in the field. For guys that who actually appreciate good fielding in cricket, it was great to watch him go around.
So be an interesting sort of next little period there with those guys in that World Cup. It's just how if Australia can keep winning, if there's a couple more upsets, just how that table will balance out because everyone plays everyone in the next.
Afghanistan could cause some trouble if they can actually get some runs, batting first. Their bowlers can do the job, mate.
Yeah. Right, we'll have a chat on that, where everyone's at with the World Cup next week. And the Spring Carnival continues, Caulfield Cup Day this Saturday, along with many other big races, both in Sydney and in Melbourne. But have you got something for us in the Caulfield Cup?
Mine's a bit of an out there. I haven't really got nothing too much, but I'll back a Quinella with Gold Trip and Goldman, just to put them together, the 2 golds, just put them together as a Quinella and see how we go.
I can't go past Gold Trip. I think he's probably the best horse over that distance in the race.
He is pretty good, isn't he? I was on him in the Melbourne Cup last year, so he's got a soft spot for him.
Building up for another big spring campaign.
But plenty of big races this weekend. So.
Yep. Vic, what's been happening on Big Breakfast? What's coming up the rest of the week?
Oh, there's a couple of things, Rhys, but one of the things that was mentioned on 4BU Brekkie in the sports news the other day was the AFL Nines, which I think we covered last week. We spoke to some of you guys interviewed a couple of the guys who'd been building up their work over the past couple of years, and they're doing really well. I think there's more matches to come in the next couple of weeks. So tune into 1332 4BU, and sports news is on every hour. So But that also includes everything that's happening locally as well. So keep a listen out, and there'll be more news next week.
Righto. Very good.
Yeah,
Righto.
it's 130 odd players. I think the Nines have got signed up. So
Yep.
yeah, doing a good job.
Yep. We'll
for
get
that.
some results on that.
Yeah,
and
yeah, kicked off
Tuesday.
Yes.
So, all right, well, that's about all we've got time for tonight. Thanks again for Vic coming in, holding the bar up. Hopefully we get Nimmo back next week. It's been a bit lonely. It's been a bit lonely without Nimmo.
Okay,
he's had a few things on. He's been crook. He's
his beers are all undrunk.
Yeah. I think that week of Masters really hurt him.
Yeah.
He sent me a couple of messages over the weekends, and he said it was time to have a breather.
Yeah.
Which is not something that you hear Nimmo say very often when it comes to doing stuff like this. So,
Right, enjoy the week.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk soon.
Yeah. Thanks for the weekend. Yeah. Enjoy your week.
I will.
Yep.
We're heading away. So, no. Right, that's all we've got time for. We'll catch you next time. Get out and support your team. Bye for now.
This is the QITV network, returning locally made programs to the Wide Bay, Central, North and far north of Queensland.